Season 2, Episode 1 of 2022. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm so excited for this new year. I know there's still a lot of unknown, but every day is a fresh start, right? So let's celebrate 2022. Let's celebrate it with some change, change, change. Hi, everyone. I'm Mary FAIN Brandt, and this is 15 Minutes of FAIN. It's my weekly show where you can learn tips, trends, and thoughts for business professionals, executives, and business owners. I'll be here every week. We moved. If you haven't noticed, we went from Wednesdays at 5 p.m. to Tuesdays at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So we're trying out this new day and time. We're shaking some things up over here at Mary FAIN Brandt Coaching and Consulting. So you're going to want to jump on our email list to make sure that you find out about the new free master classes, the new bite-sized tips. So lots of changes going on. What is one change that you want to implement this year, personally or professionally? Let me know. I touched on this last month, what we're going to talk about today, but I thought it was so relevant, so important that we need to talk about it again today, because I want you to be thinking about your LinkedIn strategy. What new features are you going to be implementing to stay on top of all the cool trends? LinkedIn is always updating and changing things on their platform. There were massive new features introduced in 2021. I think it's the most that LinkedIn has ever rolled out. I don't have time to go through all of those today, but what I am going to share is my top favorite 11 features from LinkedIn in 2021. Now, if you're more of the visual person where you need to sit and read all this, I wrote an entire blog about it, and it's over on my website. I will drop all the links to everything I'm talking about in the comments later. Well, hello, my friend. How are you doing? It's nice to see you here. We're trying out this new time. I hope this works for everyone. Before I talk about the 11 new features from 2021, I want to talk to you about 3 announcements that I have been working on, things that are coming up this year. So the first announcement I have is, some of you may have known that in San Diego, I was a LinkedIn local host. I put on wonderful events with my co-host, Mary Rose Solis. I have since then moved to Arizona, and I'm happy to announce and share I'm bringing LinkedIn Local back to my community here. My first event will be January 25th in Chandler, Arizona, with my co-host, Bruce Carnahan, the guy in the blue shirt. And we are so thankful to our sponsors. The Sleepy Whale is our venue sponsor, and my friend and colleague, Bill Soroka, the notary coach and podcast host of the Side Hustle Lounge, is our anchor sponsor, sponsoring 3 events this year in 2022. We're going to have a guest speaker that's going to be talking about why and how to share your story on LinkedIn. We're limiting this to 40 people. So if you're local, please jump on, buy a ticket, look at what we're doing. We also have a give back component to this event, as we do with all of our events, and we're helping out foster kids in the area. So I would love to see you there and take a selfie with you. So that's announcement number 1. Announcement number 2, drum roll please. I've been thinking about this, working on it. I'm excited to share that the LinkedIn Accelerator Academy is launching next month. It's a 12-week program, but it's not boring coursework like just videos and PDFs and kind of stumble around it, because those don't work. Did you know that like less than 5% of people actually finish a course? If you don't finish a course, you don't get the ROI on it, right? So I took the best of coursework and live coaching, and I rolled it all together and created the LinkedIn Accelerator Academy. It's just a 12-week program, and we're going to walk through all the ins and outs of LinkedIn, like all the little things too, not just optimizing your profile, not just who to connect with, but how to connect with someone on LinkedIn and how to take that connection into a conversation. Not just how to create content, but creating content that creates conversations that lead to opportunities. So this course is great for business professionals looking to up their game and to be found and get known over on LinkedIn and find your next career opportunity. And it's also great for business owners who know you know what? Facebook is played out. I need to play over here with the CEOs and the decision makers are. So right now there's some early bird pricing. I'll drop that link to the LinkedIn Accelerator Academy in just a moment. And the early bird pricing is till I think February 5th. And there's an opportunity to be a VIP client. And what that means is you go through the 12-week course, but you work with me for another 9 months. So basically, you and I for 1 year together, and it's less than $200 a month. It's crazy, crazy cheap. I'm going to be having some guest speakers come in, and I have some raffle prizes. You know me and my prizes. Finally, the third announcement that I have to share with you guys before we dive into the new features is that I got together with a colleague here and I did like a goal setting day. I used to do this at Hera Hub in San Diego with Selena Hansen, who is remarkable. We looked at our services, our pricing, our live shows, and I have to let you know that Bite-Sized Tips for Busy Entrepreneurs, my bi-monthly show where I interview other guest experts, that is closed. That has seen its last episode. We aired the 100th episode in December. I am keeping this show 15 minutes of FAIN with Mary every week. And because we said goodbye to Bite-Sized Tips for Busy Entrepreneurs, it opened up the space for me to produce something new. I'll be holding Master It with Mary on the first Thursday of the month. And that's just going to be free training for you guys. It's going to be business training, LinkedIn training, and career training. So the first one is this Thursday. Just jump over to LinkedIn and go ahead and sign up for Master It with Mary this Thursday. We're talking all about LinkedIn events for both online and in-person events. The first one is at 10 a.m. this Thursday, but I believe moving forward, they'll be at 9 a.m. We're just kind of juggling things around. I just want to acknowledge some people that are listening or tuned in. Denise from Houston. How's the weather over there in Houston? Like, it's been cold and hot, cold and hot. And Gabe, how are you doing? Thank you so much for giving me a shout out in your newsletter for live streaming. So let's get right to it. 11, my favorite 11 features for LinkedIn. And seriously, you probably need to implement these if you haven't already done that. So the first one, instant meetings in the DMs. So what do I mean by that? Well, let me show you. I'm going to show you like 3 of these live. And if you like to read through things to figure things out, excuse me, I created a blog with all of these and screenshots and details how to use them. So I'll drop the link in over to my website where that's at, but literally just maryfainbrandt.com. Just Google my name and I should come up everywhere. So let me see. Share screen. Here we go. Hopefully that's the right one. No, that's not the right one. There we go. Nope. Let's try that again, folks. I want to show you how to set up a DM. And I'm having some issues. We're going to do this. We're going to move that over there. There we go. Sorry about that. I need more coffee, obviously, today. So right here in messaging, right? This is my co-host, by the way, for LinkedIn Local. You just go to this video camera and you can send an instant meeting request, or you can schedule a video meeting for later. Now, why is that so important? How many times are you messaging someone back and forth on LinkedIn and you'd rather just jump on a quick call? Well, you can do that right here in mail on LinkedIn. I think this is fabulous. Once again, you're not going off on Zoom. You don't need a pin. You don't need a code. It's just instant messaging. So I think that this is a really cool feature, and I'm going to start using it more. So that is one. The second item that if you're not doing this, you need to create a cover video. Now you have to do this on your phone, okay? But the cover video allows people to really get to know you a little more because they're going to hear and see you at once. So, we want to be more relatable to people online, and having a cover story video can really do that. And I've seen everything from, hey, this is what I do, hey, I have a freebie, to, hey, I'm looking to a job, like, to, hey, this is my favorite hamburger. So you can personalize it. You can do whatever you want with it. And just remember, you can change it as often as you want. I know that I need to go in and do a new cover video, but those are amazing. Tip number 3, or feature number 3, LinkedIn is finally, they've listened to us and they're working on removing spam messages. Now, we don't have all the details of how they're marking or flagging those messages that are spam, but it could be on the previous action or inaction that you've taken with someone. Maybe it's too many links in the message. I don't know, but when I find out, I'll let you know. LinkedIn events, they got a real big overhaul in 2021. Now, I'm going to dive into that Thursday, but if you're someone who does events at all, whether online or in person, you definitely want to come to the masterclass on Thursday, and you want to learn how to use LinkedIn events to drive up your engagement. Dark mode. I use it on my phone. It does help, the glare, the eye strain. Don't tell anyone, but I said I wouldn't use it. I was like, whatever, I won't use that. But I actually love it. Does anybody else, Gabe, do you use dark mode? Does anyone else here use the dark mode? I love that. Now, another tip, character count. In your about section, it was 2,600 characters and it's up to 3,000. You might think that's only 400 characters, that's not a big deal, but it actually is, because you need to use that space to share who you are, not just what you do professionally, but we need to weave in our stories so we can become more relatable to the people reading about us. You can share what you're passionate about, your hobbies. I work with clients who work with greyhounds for 17 years. They've been volunteering. That is part of who she is, and we weave that into her About You section. Here's my tip when you're writing your About You section. Write it in Google Drive so that you can edit it. You can do a word count. Never do anything directly on LinkedIn. Every time I go to do a post, if I go to do it directly on LinkedIn, there's a typo, it crashes, something happens. So use Google Drive, my friends. Company pages got a lot of new features last year. There's still in need of some work being done on them. But what I like is they added this employee advocacy. So you can see employees post, and there's this whole movement around having your employees post about your company and driving up the company culture. So that will be a training class in the future because there's a lot to go in on that. Creator mode was launched. I'm in the creator mode program. Turning creator mode on gives you instant access to LinkedIn Live, which I've had for, I think, 4 years now. So that didn't matter to me. It turns your connection icon over to a follow icon, which again, no big deal because I know how to do that. But it does move your posts up above the About You and your featured section. So it kind of shifts things, and supposedly you're supposed to get more engagement. Again, I think I'm still out on how well that has helped me, but it's there. Pronouns on your profile, him, he, she, her. I don't personally use that, but a lot of people do. I like to see that LinkedIn did create that to add, because sometimes you need to have that to know who you're talking to. Newsletters are here for everyone. And is anyone else tired of all the notifications? Raise your hand or both hands if you're inundated with newsletter requests for you to sign up and subscribe. You can turn that off in your settings. Actually, you can turn it off right there. I'll go over that in a future training. I have not started my newsletter yet. I polled my audience, my community. I think weekly newsletters are a little too much. I'm going to be doing a monthly newsletter, a roundup of all my tips and business advice. We'll probably start that next month because everyone's inundating us with, subscriptions to newsletters. So I personally don't want to do that yet. And probably my favorite new feature for LinkedIn, and I'm going to show you right where this is. It's called Ring My Bell. That's what I'm calling it. Ring My Bell. So we're going to take this brand, we're going to take this off so you can see it. So Diana, she's project manager, program manager, leadership. This little bell right here, ring it. I want y'all to go to my profile right now and click on that bell. When you click on it, you'll see that now I'll receive notifications for all new posts from Diana. So this is a way to make sure that you're not missing that content from the influencers or from the people that you want to see their content. So seriously, jump over to my profile, click ring my bell. I challenge you to ring my bell so that you'll get notifications when I post anything on LinkedIn, whether it's a poll, a carousel, or just a static post, you'll get notified of that. And I think that is one of the best features that LinkedIn rolled out this last year. I can't believe it's 2022. Is anyone else going to be stuck in it being saying 2021 when it's 2022, right? So what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to drop some links. Let's see if I can do this in one sweep. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the LinkedIn Accelerator Academy. And right now it's early bird pricing. There is the VIP option, which is amazing because you work with me for an entire year. And then the LinkedIn Local Phoenix, which is coming up January 25th. And then again, you know, I'd love for you to subscribe to my email because that's where I'm going to be putting out the most content besides LinkedIn. Like that's where you'll find out what I'm doing. You can get notifications or you can get the email for 15 minutes of FAIN and the email for the monthly masterclass. You do need to register for that. It's limited to 100 people and it will be conducted via Zoom. So I want to know, what one feature aren't you using that you will be using starting now, because I introduced it to you? Will it be the ring the bell? Will it be the cover video? Will you have your employees start posting more over on your company page? Will you create an employee advocacy program to help them post? And then finally, this blog is called The Drunk Uncle of 2021. I know. So here's the blog for the top 11 new features, in my opinion, from LinkedIn. And you guys don't have to opt in or anything. You can find a new blog on my website every month with tips, trends, and thoughts. So there you guys go. We're a few minutes over time. This is season 2, episode 1 of 2022. I'm so excited to be providing a masterclass and changing up my content. And you guys, I'd love to know, what do you want to learn about? Well, hi, Iris. Thanks for tuning in. I love that you joined us. What do you guys want to learn about in 2022? If I don't have the understanding for it, you know, it's something I could maybe do in the masterclass series. But LinkedIn related, sales related, you know, programs and apps, that's all the stuff that's right up my alley. So let me know what you want to learn, and I'll make sure that we put that in the queue. We already have 5 suggestions, the top 5 from the poll I did of what we're going to be talking about in these master classes. But let me know. You guys have a wonderful day. Make 2022 the year that it's meant to be for you. And if you haven't set your goals or figured out how to set those goals, I'd love to do a goal setting session with you. Just email me at hello@maryfainbrandt.com and we can schedule that. We'll need about 2 hours to go through all your goals for 2022. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.